The reality is storms will always come against people. Storms always come to shake people. The storm always come to shake people to make sure that they are not stable. If you are not strong, storms will wash you away. But what matters the most is who is in your boat. You know, when the people were going to Tarshish, they accommodated a man called Jonah. Jonah, who was running away from God. He was supposed to go to Nineveh, but he found himself in the ship going to Tarshish simply because he did not want to go and do what God has called him to do. So when the storm came, it came and it brought so much distraction. It brought so much loss. It brought, a lot of uncertainty. It brought people who were not settled in that boat. They knew that somehow they were going to lose their lives. But eventually they identified that there's a man in this boat who went into hiding. They went and asked him and said, why can't you call upon your God? Don't you see that everyone is calling their God? And Jonah was able to tell them that, you know what, I'm the reason why we can't overcome this storm, because I am running away from God. You know, this man, they ended up throwing him into the sea, and then a lot of things happened so that you be in alignment with God. But look at the loss that they went through simply because they accommodated a wrong man into their ship. Look at what they had to go through. Because when you are not in alignment with God, you open a door to the enemy. If you accommodate Jonah in your life, you open a door and the door of attack, and you are not able to overcome that attack simply because Jonah, who is part of you, is not able to call upon their God. You know, when the reverse happened in the New Testament, we saw that the disciples were in a boat as well, but they had Jesus in their boat, and Jesus was sleeping in their boat. When storms hit against them, they were able to call Jesus. They were able to ask Jesus to come and help them, and Jesus rose up and said, peace be still, and the storms listened, and there was peace, and there was calmness, and they overcame that storm so easily simply because they had Jesus. Who is in your boat, my brother and my sister? Who have you accommodated in your boat? Some people's marriages are shaking right now simply because they accommodated Jonah, who was not supposed to be part of it. Some families are tearing apart. Some companies, some organizations are not going on smoothly simply because Jonah is in the midst. Simply because a rebellious person is part of your project. A rebellious person is part of the things that you are doing. And there's so much shaking, and the door for the enemy to attack you is wide open, and you do not know what exactly should you do, because Jonah cannot call upon his God because he's running away from his God. Have you not accommodated Jonah in your life? Have you not accommodated Jonah in your business? Have you not accommodated Jonah in your family? Have you not accommodated Jonah in your marriage? How about that friendship that God has brought you together as a divine connection, and Jonah just came in and teared you apart? You accommodated Jonah, and right now you do not know what to do with the storms that have come between you. My brother and my sister, let go of Jonah. Let Jonah go in your life. Be a person who is able to identify people who are not in alignment with God, people who are rebellious. Let them go. Let them go and meet their fate. Because the more you accommodate Jonah in your inner circle, the more you accommodate rebellion in your inner circle, you will not achieve the intended results. You will not achieve what God has aligned you to do, simply because there will be so much shaking, and there's no protection, and nobody can fight for you. Have you not accommodated Jonah? Let Jonah go. Jonah has got his own assignment. He needs to go to Nineveh. Let him go. God bless you. Thank you.